Ladies and gentlemen, we just got a Woj bomb as Jrue Holiday is signing a 4-year, $135 million contract extension with the Boston Celtics, and Brad Stevens deserves the Executive of the Year as he has been on fire, getting some fantastic deals, snapping Jrue Holiday this offseason, Kristaps, Porzingis, Tillman, and Springer at the deadline. He has been on another one, and he does it again. So we're going to be breaking down how impactful this signing is for the Boston Celtics, how it will affect the Celtics in the future, all of that and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz, and without further ado, no shoutouts today. We're getting into the content at hand. Make sure to grab a snack, as it's going to be a jam-packed episode. But as you guys know from the introduction, Jrue Holiday is here to stay. He was extension eligible as of early of April 1st. It is now April 10th, and we just got this Adrian Wojnarowski Woj bomb this evening. As we all know, the Celtics acquired him in the offseason. It was a blockbuster trade, but he has agreed to a 4-year, $135 million contract per his agent, Jayson, which is absolutely fantastic. He has been so unselfish for the Boston Celtics, being that 4th, 5th scorer on the offensive side, has taken back that role, but on the defensive side has really locked in with the stock exchange with Derrick White, almost averaging a steal and a block per game alongside of him as the best duo guard defensively in the NBA. And if they do not make the all-defensive team, it is absolutely disgusting. But Jrue Holiday, like we mentioned, gets that contract extension. If you guys do not know, he has a player option for this season, which he will be declining and taking a bit of a pay cut, as it is a $37.3 million player option, as he takes this extension to keep him up and locked up through the 27 and through the 2028 season. Now, obviously, Boston is going to be getting a little bit expensive. We saw them sign Jaylen Brown to that $50 million deal extension, sign Kristaps Porzingis to a $30 million extension. Now you're adding Jrue Holiday's contract onto that as well. And with Jayson Tatum and Derrick White needing some contracts in the future, it is definitely going to get a little bit scary here. But we'll be diving into that a little bit later. Like I mentioned, Holiday will become the 4th player to sign a fully guaranteed deal upworth of $130 million at 33 years or older. And that list includes guys like LeBron James, Steph Curry, and his Celtic teammate Al Horford, which is just absolutely fantastic. If we want to look and see this as well from Keith Smith, we can see that by him taking a little bit of a pay cut helps out the Boston Celtics. His 4-year, $135 million deal will roughly get him around $33.75 million, and Holiday's salary for next season will likely come in around $9 million lower than it would have been if Holiday picked up his player option, which is absolutely fantastic for this Boston Celtics squad. A team that's near that second salary apron, a team that's really competing like that. They have the top contracts on the top end of their roster towards the bottom end of the roster. They got $2 million deals, guys like Hauser, guys like Kornet, guys like Brissett, guys like Tillman, guys like Springer. That's how we're going to have to kind of build these teams with the new CBA. And locking up Jrue Holiday was huge for the Boston Celtics. But it might affect some of these other guys that get locked up in the future. If we want to look at Holiday's stats, though, he definitely is deserving of this contract, as he's averaged around 13 points this year, 5.5 rebounds, almost 5 assists, and shooting around 43% from three-point range, which is top 10 in the NBA, and is shooting around 60% from three-point range from the corner, which is the best in the NBA. Absolutely fantastic from him as well. As we all know, he had that shoulder injury, which was labeled as dead arm, came back in a little bit of a shooting slump, but has worked himself back a little bit the last couple of games, and I'm desperately seeing him getting better and better, which is great for the Boston Celtics, because I think by playoff time, he'll be fully healthy, fully ready to go, and this Celtics squad will be 100% locked in. Now, obviously, like I mentioned, with Jrue Holiday in this deal, the final year of his contract is a player option. So if Jrue Holiday wants to be a team-friendly player and decline that in the 4th year to help out the Boston Celtics with their cap situation, he can, or he can pick up that player option and the Celtics will just look to move off of him. Now, like I mentioned in a video previously on this channel, I kind of projected Jrue Holiday to get a contract around $30 million. He got around $33.5 million, so you know, $4.5 to $5 million, a little bit more than I projected. But I thought that the Celtics could get him around 2 years, $60 million, maybe a 3-year, $90 million extension. They went the long haul, went for the 4-year, $135 million deal, which I'm not that upset about. But like I mentioned, it is desperately going to affect the cap situation for the future for the Boston Celtics. And that's something that we have to discuss in this as well. Jrue Holiday is 33 years old, and with him coming into this situation, it's absolutely fantastic. He's fit in like a glove, has helped out with the Boston Celtics so much on both sides of the ball. But with him getting older, Al Horford getting a little bit older, and this team still wanting to push for championships, how is this team going to look through the next few years through the future? Obviously, like I mentioned, Jaylen Brown is signed to a $50 million extension. Kristaps Porzingis is on a $30 million extension, and now Jrue Holiday is on a $33 million extension. So those three guys right now are roughly around $100 to $110 million. Now, that's kind of crazy. Then you got to factor Jayson Tatum going to be wanting an extension after this season. Derrick White wanted an extension after this season as well. We could be seeing the starting five for this Boston Celtics team making, well, roughly $200 million just flat out there. So that's where we get into, the bench guys. Obviously, Pritchard's on a little hefty contract. Horford's on a little hefty contract. Horford getting up in age. He might be retiring soon. Might take a little bit of a team-friendly deal at the end of this season after he's done with this contract this year. Maybe a guy like Payton Pritchard moves on or, maybe sticks with his couple $1 million. But that's where the Celtics are going to have to strike like they did this offseason with Brad Stevens. Getting guys like Tillman, getting guys like Brissett, getting guys like Springer. Young guys that can develop and still help out with this squad, but still be on, $2-3 million deals. And with Xavier Tillman, the Celtics have his bird rights, which is just absolutely fantastic. So signing him and keeping him long-term won't affect the Celtics' luxury issues in the future. They also have some guys in the G League to help out and replace some of these guys that kind of gotten better. Guys like Sam Hauser, guys like Luke Kornet. If they keep balling out and they keep going off, they could leave after this championship run or leave after next year if they get a big bag. Those guys are only making $2 million a year. They're not making that much. So if a team wants their quality as a nice catch and shoot player, maybe Sam Hauser could develop into a nice Duncan Robinson-esque guy in the NBA or Max Strus-esque guy in the NBA. Maybe a guy like Luke Kornet can help out a quality backup big. The Celtics will have some guys in Drew Peterson and even neemias who have been shining in their G League to go and replace them. Drew Peterson being on a two-way deal this season. Guy like neemias as well just got converted from the two-way deal to the standardized deal yesterday. So if you missed that video, check that out. But both of those guys have been absolutely fantastic for the G League and could be nice additions and young pieces for the Celtics in the future. So GM Brad Stevens, like we had mentioned, has been heating up and has been taking W's after W's after W's the past couple years, getting some absolutely fantastic trades. He got Malcolm Brogdon, who he flipped into Kristaps Porzingis, who then he ultimately flipped into not getting Kristaps Porzingis and then trading away Marcus Smart, but then still flipping Malcolm Brogdon for Jrue Holiday. Then also, got Xavier Tillman, got guys like Jaden Springer. I am believing in Brad. I'm trusting in Brad. Let me know what you guys think down below. What do you guys think about the 4 years, $135 million contract extension? I'm liking it. I think that, yes, like I mentioned, 4 years might be a little shaky as we go deeper and deeper with this team getting a little bit older. Holiday will be 37 at that rate, and it all depends if we can still keep Derrick White. If we keep Derrick White with still keeping Holiday, I think it is A+ regardless about Holiday's age. If Holiday wants to take that player option, take a little bit of play cut in his last year, that will help us out. Or if the Celtics look to move off him at the end of his contract to be a salary dump or something like that, that's also a plausibility. But like I mentioned, keeping Jrue Holiday locked up for the foreseeable future is a 100% bonus for the Boston Celtics. Regardless, they're going to want to spend the money. They're willing to show they want to be a second apron team. They can find young guys and young talentful guys like Kata, like Peterson, like Tillman, like Springer to be those guys to help out and be replacement roles if some of these bench guys that have already in our lineup like Horford, like Kornet, like Hauser, like Pritchard decide to move off on. And I'm fully believing that Brad Stevens will be able to continue to do this throughout the next coming years. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section about this whole Jrue Holiday saga. I'm excited. I really like this contract. I'm not upset about it at all. But like I mentioned, the last part of the video is the comment of the day. Let us know your thoughts down below so you can get featured for the comment of the day. You want to be the lucky one selected. You want to get the shout out. Let us know your thoughts down below. But like I mentioned, today's comment of the day is from Harold Hill 5284, who says he's extremely happy about this move moving forward into the playoffs, and he earned it as it was overdue. Talking about neemias getting his 15th getting the 15th and final roster spot and becoming the first Portuguese player to get a standardized NBA contract, which again, I'm ecstatic for him as well. Think it is well deserved, like you mentioned, well overdue. He balled out for us in December, then had a little bit of a slump there, but again, has looked really, really solid. Keep him for those playoff rotations. Keep him just as extra legs for the front court if Horford needs a rest. If a guy like Kristaps Porzingis tweaks something, we need those big bodies. Kata already knows the system. He already understands it. He's been a guy that's been in and out of the system. Keep him up there. Hope he shines tonight, like I mentioned. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Celtics Digest. Drop down your thoughts down below in the comment section. Check out the other videos at the top. Hit the subscribe button. We are trying to get to 4,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without your guys' support. Like I said, we do watch-along live streams. We'll have another one Thursday night tomorrow when the Knicks take on the Boston Celtics. Looking like it's going to be a hospital squad. So maybe we'll get to see some of the young guys after tonight's game. They take on in the G League, a big one for the final. We'll be breaking that down as well, like I mentioned. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Bruce Velez. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.